Okay, so welcome everyone. So I know we were just doing welcomes, but I do want to just take a really quick moment and thank each of you for showing up. I know it's been a couple months and each of you are going like, what's going on? Are they completely gone? Absolutely not. This was a pause point so that we can really take the round pen to where we believe it can go, which is that kind of international space of creating a movement. And this, when we say us, this is all of us. And so you see on the screen, we're professional facilitators inspire innovative ideas. Who are the professional facilitators? All of us in a fairly new profession. And when I say new, some people say, well, I've been doing this for 20 or 30 years, or I've been doing this my whole life. Absolutely. However, the world is just starting to hear about this incredible work that we do. And so it's really about creating a movement of all of us around the world. And so thanks for showing up. Thanks for taking the time, because here's the thing. I always push for people to show up live. And you think, why? She's going to record it anyways, right? Why? Fortune favors the brave and fortune favors the bold. And it's the people who show up and put their hand up, even if you're Janie in South Africa and it's the middle of the night, or you're Laura Henry and it's coming up to midnight. Like Joanne says in the chat, live is effective. That's the thing. We all have these stored things that we're going to watch later and we're going to get to later. And today is all about putting our business, our horse facilitated business, on the forefront. Each of us putting it on the forefront and really putting our hands up and making the decision to take ownership of who we are, where we're going, and what we want to do with our business, with our incredible herd, and with this incredible gift that we share to the world. So if it's your first time, welcome to the live round pen. If you're back for a second or third time, congratulations for showing up for your business. And if you're here every single time, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being that person who shows up not only for yourself, but for each and every one of you on the live round pen. So let's make it happen. So some quick housekeeping. This is meant to be interactive. So although I'm going to have you on mute, Joanne's jumped in to show us this is all about interactive. We are all supporting each other and we're better together. And so the way we do that on the live round pen is through the chat. And so ask questions, support each other, put your comments in there, and I'm going to wait for you. Okay. So post along as we go. If you're somewhere that you can, put your camera on. We're all equine entrepreneurs. We're not expected to look fantastic. That's one of the things I love about this business. Just show up, brung what you brung, right? So yes, we have a mute going on. We all have a life in the background, and it could be kids or animals or whatever it is going on. So that's why we mute. No worries, Dawn, with your camera. It's all good. And yes, we are recording. They go onto our YouTube channel. You can find us at Equine Entrepreneur on YouTube. Okay, so the past ones are on there. So yes, we are recording. So Equine Assisted Way, just going to go in quickly. Equine Assisted Way is my business partner, Jessica, and I. And what we found is our facilities very, very quickly filled up. We opened up our own facilities independently. Within about 3 weeks, our facilities were full. And we started to realize that the world needed more equine entrepreneurs. And so the work we do is powerful. There's tangible results, growth, transformation, all of those pieces, but only if we're delivering it to someone, okay? And so we found this place where we'd hear from people all the time, I don't know how to build a business. I don't know how to figure out my pricing. I don't know how to market. I don't know, I need more exercises. And so that's why we opened the round pen. And the round pen, again, is that place where we can all just put our hand in the middle and grow. So giveaway. So we are going to do a giveaway. So I want to make sure you throw your name in the chat. And so if your name's on here, that's great. If you want to be in for the live giveaway, we will draw, and I'm going to draw 2 today. So one is for a 1-hour mentorship with either myself or Jess, and one is for our sponsorship program. I'm going to tell you this sponsorship program, I call this a marketing program. Hey, Naomi, good to see you. Because this program itself, in our first 3 months, fully filled our facility. Okay, so it was a way to get past the #1 stumbling block, which is funding in what we do. So put your name in, make sure it's in there. I'm going to take it afterwards and I'm going to do a live draw into the round pen, and I'll do one for each of them. Okay, so let's get going. So how to take ownership. So ownership, that's going to be the first thing we really get to, but how to take ownership and market your horse facilitated business to create impact and income. Okay, so horse facilitated development, that's what we call the work we do. Substitute whatever it is you do. Okay, this is for each of you. If you're doing EAL, great. If you're doing EFL, great. If you're doing horse therapy, great. If it doesn't matter what you call it. If you're doing, I've never taken any certification, but I know the power of the herd, great. We just call it horse facilitated development or horse facilitated business. Our horses are the gurus. We get to simply step back and be phenomenal contributors. Okay, so taking ownership. So let's talk about that. I'm going to be really clear on this and maybe even a little hard on this. Your success or your failure in your business is 100% up to you. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. Your success or your failure is 100% up to you. Most people fail in business, not because business is hard. It's because they didn't take ownership of their business. So I'm going to give you a thought right off the bat, because I always say if you're 99% in, you're 100% out. Okay, if you're 99% in, you're 100% out. It's like having 1 foot in and 1 foot on a banana peel. People can feel it a mile away. If you're serious about this, if this is what you're doing and you're taking it to your vision and your goal and your ownership, or they can feel that there's doubt in that piece. Okay. And so here's the thing with taking ownership. If you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. So let's get authentic about this in the chat. Do you believe at this moment, and some of you are brand new, you haven't started yet, and some of you might have been doing this for a long time. Let's get honest right now. Are you currently treating your business like a business? Or are you treating it like a hobby? That piece with the back door, that piece of, you know what? I can always go back to this other thing, right? Keeping that door open. Or have you burned all the bridges and made the decision to take ownership and treat this like a business? So let's find out. Dawn is saying she's in it. She's in it to win it. Awesome, Dawn. And as you're going, I'll talk. I just had to burn the biggest bridge to treat this like a business. My own personal business, my own personal horse business has brought in 6 figures since we opened the door, and I still was treating it as a hobby. I still had something else behind me that was my safeguard, that was my net, that was the piece that, hey, if it doesn't work out, I can always go back to that. Okay. Sometimes you have to do those hard things to be able to get where you want to go. Okay. So Laura's fully in, struggling, but no. And I think that that's the key word there. No, you're going to make it work. Okay. I'm in it to make it work. Okay. Look at your language. Okay. 100% in it is what Carmodi's saying. Great. Joanne is saying it's the only way to succeed is building it from the business side and ownership. 100%. Just on the side, I'm keeping my day job. Awesome. And I want to be clear. I'm really glad you said that, Naomi. Nothing wrong with your day job. As long as you're just clear that that's what you're doing, right? I'm keeping it on the side. I got a day job. Nothing wrong with that. And this isn't about quitting that. It's about being clear. Are you in 100%? So Sean's saying I'm looking to start 100%. Okay, awesome. So yeah, it's okay to have another job again. It's about that place of I am 100% know where I'm going and I'm willing to do what it takes. Okay, awesome. I know it's coming through, totally business, but it's hard. Okay, awesome. And again, it's just being clear. I was running a 6-figure business and it still was being treated as a hobby. In the back of my mind, there was the piece where I was 99% in. Therefore, I was 100% out. So how do you take ownership? Okay. Number 1, develop yourself first. Okay. Mindset is everything in business. It's the way that it goes. People can feel a mile away if you have doubt, if you're unsure of whether you can make income in this business, if you're unsure of whether your herd's actually going to show up, if you think other people get results, but I don't know if my herd gets results. Okay. You got to figure out that way to develop yourself first. Juanita's ready to let the other side go. Good for you. So mindset's everything in business. You go to a business conference, the people who are having the biggest impact in their business, therefore the biggest income in their business, are sitting in the front of the room. They're the ones putting their hands up. They're the ones in it to win it, that don't care what the rest of the room thinks about them. Absolutely massive. And so you got to work on yourself daily, because you do have to tough it out. There is naysayers. Believe me, when I opened up, everybody told me nobody will support horse facilitated therapy in your tiny little town in the Robson Valley. Nobody will do it. Yeah, I don't believe horse therapy works. You can't do it in -30 without an arena, right? All of these things. But I had a stronger mindset than what the naysayers were going to say. Okay. And so let's talk about fear for a moment. Many of you have heard me say this. There's this place of fear, and people say, feel the fear and do it anyways. I don't really buy into that. Here's the thing about feeling the fear in your horse business. Number one, what do your horses feel as you feel the fear and you step into your horse business, right? But we live in this world of energy, in this place of feeling the fear. I don't know if I want to attract more fear. And so there's a little limerick that sits in my head every time I feel fear. And it's, what would I do if I were 10 times bolder? Write it down. What would I do? And again, asking your mind that question. What would I do in taking ownership of my business today, wanting to be 100% in? Even if I have a job, that's okay. Right now in your business, I want to know, what would you do if you were 10 times bolder? And whatever comes up first, I want you to make a commitment to yourself to doing that. Because after what comes up first comes fear and doubt. Unless you step forward and you take action and you prove to yourself, I'm in it to win it. And taking specific action towards that thing. And so as I move along, I want to know in the chat right now, in this piece of developing yourself first and making a decision to be 100% in on your business, what would you do right now to take ownership, to build your business if you were 10 times bolder? Who would you call? Who would you reach out to? Who would you work with? Who would you ask? What would you say? What would you do right now if you were 10 times bolder? Naomi's saying, I love that I know what my herd can do. I know I don't have any issues with client work. Putting it all together on my parents' farm, no matter how I shift, feels awkward. Naomi, let's chat about, I know we've chatted about that before, but let's chat about that again. So Lola, I love this. You know what it is. You would reach out a lot more. Okay. I think I'm missing part of Carmodi's. It's jumping around. Attend a local women's networking group next week. Okay, Sean. Sounds like you have a piece that you could commit to in the round pen. Make more of the hard phone calls. Perfect. Take a week to go on the road to meet organizations in person. Okay. So number one, in taking ownership, which I'll tell you, the most important thing in your business is to take ownership and make that decision 100%. Laura, she'd get on to an email about funding. Okay. So number one, develop yourself first. You got to get your mind right in order to get your money right. You're never going to hit that place of making great income if you don't own your thoughts, you don't own your belief on where your business is going, and you don't take ownership of your business. Dawn, network and reach out. Awesome. So I have a challenge for you. For 1 month, I challenge each of you to be the most positive person in the room. I guarantee the people who own their business, who are truly creating impact and income in their business, they are, as a base layer, the most positive person in the room, and watch your life change. And so the room, what's the room? You know what? The room's everywhere in your life. It's the grocery store where people might know or not know what you do. It's dropping your kids off to the preschool in the room. It's the books you read. It's the life that you live. And so who's willing to take me up on that challenge of, for 1 month, committing to being the most positive person in the room as you begin to take ownership of your horse facilitated business? So we've got Laura, Dawn, throw it in there. Again, you might think, why do I have to participate in this? It's the people sitting at the front of the room that show up live, that put their hand up, that are making a decision to change their lives. You can start with 1 day, Loya. You bet. You bet. So Carmody says she wants to offer free meet and greets to community places. Huge, huge. What would you do if you were 10 times bolder? Okay. Bev, I love it. Hesty, challenge accepted. And yes, You might start with 1 hour, whatever that piece is, tip the scales in your direction. Taking ownership is about developing your mind first. Okay. Ownership number 2, you got to know where you're going, where you want to go if you think you're ever going to get there. So be laser focused and have a definite chief aim. So the horse business, we don't play with ponies, guys. That's not what we're doing. There's groups that play with ponies, sure. And that's why this business has the reputation of, oh, they're just out playing with ponies. This is a serious profession. I take people's transformation results growth very, very serious. I take the impact that we can make with our herds very, very serious. But it's up to each of us individually to do that as we take ownership of this as a serious profession. And so just like any other profession, there's a skill set, right? Top business owners will tell you success came when they became laser focused. And laser focused happens around your children, around your job, around feeding your herd, around everything going on in your life, okay? But it's that commitment to your business in that place and becoming laser focused on where you want to go and what you want to do and who you want to be along the ride to your successful. Because there's a huge, huge difference between getting what you want in business and wanting what you get. What do I mean? Wanting what you get looks like, I want to, make $3,000 a month, and I don't care how I do it. Okay, $5,000 a month. I don't care how I do it. Is $5,000 a month worth it with clients that are not in your zone of genius, that are not in your lane, that drive you crazy, that you think, oh my gosh, I have to go down and work with people that I shouldn't be working with because I'm not the best person for those, and hating every moment, and then putting that on your family, and then your family feeling that place. Okay. There's a big difference between getting what you want and wanting what you get. So wanting what you get is being clear about your definite chief aim, about where you and your herd can create impact, how you want to create impact, when you want to, and where you want to. So I just want to read something about definite chief aim. And I love this picture. This is a facilitator of ours. And this photo to me is just so definite. It was a moment for her when she 100% facing forward knew exactly what she wanted out of her business. So just give me a moment. I just want to read you something about definite chief aim. Think of a ship, the complete voyage mapped out and planned, okay? The captain and the crew know exactly where the ship is going, how long it will take. It has a definite goal. 9,999 times out of 10,000, it'll get there. Now let's take another ship, just like the first one, and only let's not put a crew on it. No crew, no captain at the helm. Let's give it no aiming point. It's just a ship, okay? No goal, no destination. We start the engines and let her rip. So I think you can agree, if it gets out of the harbor at all, it'll either sink or wind up some desert beach, a derelict. It can't go anyplace because it has no destination. It has no guidance, okay? So do you have a definite chief aim? So number one, you got to get your mindset right. But number two, are you very, very clear on where you're going with this business, what it looks like, how you're getting there? Shouldn't even say how you're getting there, but what it looks like and where you're going. Do you have a definite chief aim? So I want to know. Yeah, totally. Carmody, she's saying I wouldn't limit my potential income, because if you do that, you won't receive more. I focus more on what I deliver than targets for earning capacity. Cool. So manifest visually, then focus on money. Awesome. And so here's the thing. Everybody's motivated by something different. Everybody has a different definite chief aim. Okay. So it's looking at what is yours. And so again, you don't have to share yours, but I want to know clearly, do you know? Are you the captain of the ship? Do you have your voyage mapped out? Okay. You don't have to know how you do it, but do you know where you're going? Do you know, are you treating this business like a business, or are you treating it like a hobby? Okay. So as I'll let you go in there, cool. Yeah, so people have got I said Joanne's working super hard. She's got a new logo, new brand. She definitely has a chief aim. She knows who she's working with. Sean's saying not anymore, drawing the line in the sand today. She's been treating it like a hobby, not anymore. Lola saying, I don't have one, but I will, you bet. And I want to see each of you, when you get yours, pop it in the round pen, okay? Dawn, I have a definite goal. Cool. So when you think you have one, get clearer and clearer and clearer, okay? Get so clear that that's all you can see. I guarantee if you take care of the big things, the little things take care of themselves. I love this. Pardon me, I said that backwards. If you take care of the little things, the big things will take care of themselves. Can't read and talk at the same time. Laura, my chief aim is to build confidence in young people, and I'm learning to drive the right way, helping people find their true. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, stop doing your business alone. Okay, so you got to figure out your mindset. You got to have a definite chief aim, but stop doing your business alone. We're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. That's the beauty of this business. I would be shocked if any of you live in the same town or even within half an hour of each other. I would be shocked, honestly. That's the beauty of an international movement. Okay, so find someone, find a mastermind, find a leader, find a mentor, find that person that'll kick you in the ass to move you forward. Okay, that person that maybe you pick up the phone once a week and you chat with them. I have people on this call that I do that with. I have people for myself that know what my definite chief aim is in my life, and I talk to them. Okay, and so we live in this world where those people can big. I'm reading right now, The Magic of Thinking Big. Great old book. Honestly, this thing is like from the 20s or something. For me, that's a mentor for me. I read the book every year, right? But stop doing your business alone. If you're sitting there at home and you're finding yourself at your desk, at wherever it is, and you're not reaching out, you're not having someone to hold your feet to the fire, it's really, really hard to move forward. And so that's the thing. To be wildly successful, find someone ahead of you. Find someone that maybe makes you nervous. Find someone that you think, oh gosh, if I actually hooked up with them, I would get to where I wanted to go because I could not say no and I would just do it. Okay. Every great business leader has a mentor, has a coach, has a mastermind. And they probably are one themselves. So you're going to hear me say a lot, which is what I say. It's not the person that puts their arm around and tells you that you're doing really great that moves you forward. It's the person that kicks you in the ass that you're looking for. Okay. Someone saying I can't see the name, but fortunate to be part of an amazing team. I have a great mentor, co-facilitator friend. It makes all the difference. And I apologize, I can't see who said that, but so true. Kimber, yeah, get the board on the same page, right? Naomi saying she feels on her own. Get your hand in, find someone, and maybe it's somebody on this call. Dawn saying she's isolated. That's why she's grateful for the round pen. Reach out to each other. We're all doing the same thing, and we're all in it for different and same reasons at the same time. So when it comes to ownership, develop yourself first, okay? Get your mind right. Figure that place out. Have a definite chief aim and find a mastermind, find a mentor. Don't do this business on your own, okay? That's how Jess and I became partners, because those days of, I don't know what I'm doing, but I got a group coming. You know, the social workers are coming. Who am I to do this? That person who talks you off the ledge, that person who kicks you in the ass and moves you forward. So let's talk about delivering impact. And so deliver, what are we talking about here? We're talking about marketing, okay? There is no impact without someone to deliver to, okay? There is no impact without someone to deliver to, okay? So where are you at? And there's a whole bunch of other ones, but I'd love to know, okay? Where are you at? Number one, I need clients fast. Any of you there? It's like, I'm working, I'm trying to figure it out, but I need clients fast. If you're number one, and you might be all of them, if you're number one, throw it in there, okay? Right now. Yeah, Juanita, good for you. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joanne. Mentorship for ourselves is key. Yeah, Renee, good to have you here. Kimber's saying, yeah, I'm number one. I need clients fast. Okay, great. Number two. And again, what are we talking about? We're talking about marketing. I'm really busy. I have a lot of clients. I'm delivering. Okay, I have clients, I'm delivering, but I am not creating impact. Any of you up there? Okay, this is that place of a definite chief aim. Okay, just because you have clients does not mean you're creating impact, does not mean you're enjoying. If you have that piece in you where it's like, I'm working, I thought this is what I wanted. Okay. I've got clients, but when I head down to my pasture, I feel a little bit of dread. Okay, Zara, I appreciate your, and I apologize if it's Zara. I'm not sure if it's Zara. But I appreciate your vulnerability there. Okay. This piece of being way out of my lane, that's delivering outside of your zone of genius. That's delivering to the wrong people, right? That's delivering, Jamie's saying, I'm a therapist and I have clients, but my dream is equine assisted mental health. Yeah. So that's that thing. A good example of out of her lane, right? She's a therapist. She's delivering. She doesn't feel that impact. And that's probably not, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but that dream is equine assisted mental health. Okay. So if you're in that place where you're wondering why, when I wanted this so badly, but I'm not feeling that impact, you're probably working with the wrong people. Okay. And it can be really, really hard where we think we have to be everyone to everything to everyone. When you try to be everything to everyone, you end up nothing to anyone. And that's a hard truth to hear. Okay. And so stay in your lane, people. Okay. See, Juanita's saying since she revamped, she hasn't found the right marketplace yet. Right. And we're going to talk about that today. Switching lanes. Okay. So are you number 3 where you're switching lanes? So I'll just put Jamie on the line just because that was one of the last ones, Dr. Jamie there. So she's saying I'm a therapist or a counselor. I think she said therapist. I want to switch lanes over to do the horse stuff. Great. You're switching lanes and you're looking to deliver. Where I'm talking about here is that bounce back. Okay. And so that piece of I am only going to work with adults. That's where I'm good. That's my zone of genius. That's my niche client. And then just before we start delivering, we get nervous and we get the test. And someone comes to us and says, oh, can you work with my 6-year-old son on the autism spectrum? And we say, oh yeah, you betcha, our herd can do that. And we switch lanes to a lane that is not our zone of genius. So anyone here, oh, John, there you go. Dawn's saying she's got lots of children coming, but feeling more effective in adults. So in a time of switching lanes, fantastic. There's no impact if we keep bouncing back and forth, and we're out of our zone of genius and out of our niche. So yeah, Fiona's saying keep bouncing back. Yeah, so why do we do that? Fear. That's why we do that. The fear of loss can often be a greater motivator than the opportunity to gain. Okay. And so how do we keep our feet to the fire so we don't do that? Because someone just said they want to work with adults, but they bounce back to kids. The thing about adults and bouncing back to kids, if you're not creating impact, then it's not what you want to do. So how do we do it? What would I do if I was 10 times bolder? In that place, I'm switching lanes for fear of loss of clients, for fear of loss of income, for whatever that fear of loss is. We have to find the side of the greater motivator to change, okay, and be able to move forward. So in those moments, what would I do if I was 10 times bolder? Okay. Or are you number 4? Are you a secret agent? Do people actually know what you do? This is such an interesting one, is people who, and we see it a lot, and this is not specific to horse work at all, right? But you get out there, maybe you got certified, maybe you didn't, doesn't matter what it is. Sean, I love your honesty. And we're so excited and we wondering why we're not delivering, wondering why we don't have clients, but nobody actually knows what we do, okay? We can get stuck in this when we had a past identity. So a past identity might be, I've been an accountant my whole life, right? That's what I thought. I mean, not me. I would not be an accountant, but you know, that would be a past identity. I've been an accountant my whole life. And now I have this switch over and I'm working in what other people might see as, you know, a mental health field or something like this. And imposter syndrome's up. And we're going, who am I to go from accounting to working in a mental health field, right? Or Laura, great one. I'm not just a riding instructor, right? And I talk to a lot of riding instructors about this, right? My past identity, I'm very good at what I do in a riding instructor world. What's this weird thing she's doing over there, right? And again, when I say those words, that's not what the client's saying. That's what we're saying in our mind, right? That's the develop yourself first piece. And so it's that place of really looking at, why am I being a secret agent? Is it imposter syndrome? Is it that piece? Is it a past identity? Is it I just don't know what to do and I'm waiting for the next slide so I can do something about it? Okay. Where's my secret agents? Yeah, Fiona's saying, oh yeah, Fiona, riding coach, you nailed it. It's in your head. Nobody else is saying what's the weird thing you're doing going from that, because the proof's in the pudding. When you allow your herd to step up and be the incredible gurus they are, transformation and change and results follow. Okay. You have them out once, they're never going to question it. It's in our mind. Okay. Yeah, you got to get known for what you do, for sure. You know, people wonder why somebody else comes out new and they don't have the secret agent deliver piece. Okay. They don't have that. They just come out and they're like, here I am. This is what I do. They're excited about it. They're delivering, they're sharing what they do, and they're busy. And you're sitting back and saying, why? You serve no one being the secret agent. Okay. The world is looking for what all of us have to offer, but they can't find you being a secret agent. Juanita, everyone still wants to talk about massage business. Set up places over the summer. We do, not related to massage. Yeah, you got to get it out there. You know, I've got past identities. We've all got past identities. It's how moving forward we get out of the secret agent place, out of the switching lanes, out of I'm delivering but no impact, and out of clients fast, and getting really, really clear on what that impact piece looks like. Hey, Kimber, I just see you show up on my screen. Nice to see you there. Hesty, definitely in the same boat. Combine wellness with EAL people. Oh, jumped off my screen. And you have no idea what you do. Hesty, I'm going to challenge you to question whether that's just in your head or whether other people actually are saying it. And the reason I challenge is because 9 times out of 10, all of us, it's the devil we know in our head telling us that that's the piece. Rita saying, I'm a therapist using my horses with clients, but Tennessee weather is so unpredictable. I need an indoor arena connection. Then I can be consistent. Awesome. Rita, reach out to me. I live somewhere that's brutally cold. And interestingly, that was my first concern. We do not have an outdoor arena, and we will not put one up because we use the elements to grow our business. And it's in the hard times and the hard things that people grow. And that has become kind of what we are known for here. So let's chat about that, Rita. Send me a message because it's how do you turn your obstacles into opportunities? Okay, so deliver. All right, there is no impact without delivering. So how do we market? I like things simple and I have a bit of a head injury. And so I always have things listed. Okay, and so deliver. How are you going to deliver? We all want to create impact. How do we deliver? Very, very simply. Number one, you need to figure out a way. I need to figure out a way to get passion on fire about the work we do. Now, passion on fire for me might look like this. I'm super excited to be back live. Okay. Passion on fire for you might be the calm, confident person. At the end of the day, they know they can rely on, but it's that quiet, calm confidence. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is for you, but it is that place of authentic passion on fire where you walk in. We've all done it. You ever walk down the street and you walk by someone and they just feel like light? Well, I call it passion on fire, but they feel light. You walk by them and they feel like somebody you want to smile at. Anybody ever had that? I have it all the time. You walk by and you just feel like that's somebody I'd like to get to know. You walk into a room and there's just someone and they might not even be talking, but you can feel from them that you need to know what they do, right? You want to know their story. We've all had the opposite as well. You ever walk by someone down the road and they feel dark? They feel like someone you think, I got to get out of this room. I don't want to be here. And they barely open their mouth. Okay. It's this place of passion on fire for what you do. So out of 10 right now, what is your passion on fire number about what you do, about your business, about this incredible work we do in horse facilitated development? And again, replace that with EAL or whatever it is that you do. Joanne's saying a 10. So Joanne, I want to put you on the line for a sec. So you've worked really hard. Let's say 6 months ago, where do you believe you were at? Okay, 8 and growing. We've got some 10s. Sean's saying really excited. Dr. Jamie's saying a 10. Kimber's saying a 5. Love it. Naomi's saying an 8. You got to know where you're at to figure out how you can get where you want to go. Okay, you got to know where you're at. And so whether you put down a 1 or you put down a 10, I'm going to say fantastic, because you need to know where you're at to figure out how you're going to get where you want to go. And so we got some 10s, we got 5s, we got 8s. It's all good. Here's the thing. Number one, you got to figure out a way to get passion on fire. And my personal rule, and I check in this when I market, if I'm not at least an 8, I'm not ready for step 2. We all want to know how to make income. We all want to know how to get more clients. Okay. It's not a pattern. It's a step by step. And we got to figure out a way to go from step 1 to step 2. And so if you're not at least at an 8, you got to stay at that passion on fire. And maybe you need to go back to developing yourself first. Maybe it's sitting in the herd. Maybe it's asking yourself the question, what would I do if I was 10 times older? What is the place? How do you get passion on fire about yourself in this business, about your herd and the incredible results, and about your niche, the people who you can help? How do you get passion on fire about that? Because until you do, we can't move to step 2. Yeah, so we've got 5s, we've got 10s. Give me a moment. There was a long, okay, you guys are answering each other. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Okay, so number 1, before you start marketing is passion. It's not about what you say. It's about how you make them feel. People say to me all the time, Tamara, what do you say? What's your script? I don't script. I definitely don't script. I make PowerPoint so I can keep my head on straight to be able to move forward. And then I start talking. Okay. When I meet somebody on the corner, I am so passionate on fire about this work and the incredible results that I've seen in this, whether it's in my facility or each of yours and the stories you change. I'm passionate on fire about this. It doesn't matter what I say. It's about how it makes them feel. So I honestly believe many, many times when I talk to people, and I shouldn't say honestly believe, I know for a fact, most of them come here and they have no idea when they come what they're coming for. They know they're coming with horses. They know they met me somewhere or saw something or heard a story that they wanted to be a part of. They knew there was something there for them, but people say to me all the time, 2 things. Number 1, I don't really know why I'm here. And number 2, they often will say something along the lines of questioning, I didn't really think this would work, but it's how it made them feel. Okay. Just let me grab the chat for a sec. Dr. Jamie is saying people call or email for traditional therapy services because there's such a desperate need for mental health resources. They want talk and prefer traditional and are not keen on working on intervention. Interesting. So what's interesting, Dr. Jamie, sometimes we have to look at what are our thoughts, because what we're thinking is what we believe. It's like if I'm wearing blue sunglasses right now, if you were wearing a white shirt, I would argue to the death that you're wearing a blue shirt because I'm wearing blue sunglasses, okay? But if I had somebody with me and they were wearing pink sunglasses, they're going to argue with me to the death that you're wearing a pink shirt. It's an interesting piece, Jamie, Dr. Jamie, because I work here mostly with social services and with the ministry. And what's interesting is they always tell me the reason they send so many people is because their clients do not want traditional talk therapy. So again, I'm wearing sunglasses that say people don't want traditional talk therapy. Okay. Now, was that a belief from before? No, that's based on passion on fire on what we do and the results we end up. So again, it's good for us to look at what is our sunglasses, right? And Juanita's saying many people don't talk at all because they're silent communication. So again, no right or wrong here, no judgment here. It's about you looking at your business, the ownership of your business and how you want it to look. So step 1 in marketing, get passion on fire. If you're above an 8, it's time to move to step 2, okay? You got to share your passion. This is so basic, but many of you said at the beginning, I need to talk to more people. I need to go on a road trip and talk to the groups I want to work with. I need to pick up the phone and make the quote hard calls. Okay. So number 1, get passion on fire. But number 2, share. Just share the passion. Okay. So how many of you are stopped at step 2? Share your passion. Okay. How many? And again, throw it in the chat. Are you sharing? And if you're sharing, I would ask you, are you sharing enough? Okay. In sales, and people hate the word sales, but you're in sales. If you're getting clients, if you're in this world, if you're trying to date, you're in sales. Okay. They say it takes 7 touches to make a sale. 7 touches. So if you put 1 share out a week, maybe on social media, number 1, it's only 1 share. So you're going to have to wait 7 weeks if people see everything that you post. Number 1. But number two, if they're not even on social media, okay, you have no chance with any of those. Okay. So yeah, 7 touches. Once you know your numbers, you just know what you got to do. So I'm just looking at chat. I apologize. I can't keep up with the chat. Yeah, share from passionate place, not desperate place. Lola, huge. People can feel desperation a mile away. They can, because you think about in your world, you can feel desperation in others a mile away. Okay. How do you get from where you are to a place of sharing passion? Okay. So some people get nervous at share your passion because they think I'm not a guru. Be a contributor. Okay. Your horses, your incredible herd get to be the guru. You get to simply stand back and ask phenomenal questions. Okay. Trusting your herd, allowing them to be the incredible herd that they are, gives you that space, that breathing space to realize I simply get to be a contributor. Okay. So figure out a way to get yourself to 8, passion on fire. Number 2, share that passion. How can you share it? You can share it however you like. You can share it on social. You can go to networking groups. You could ask to speak at a local Rotary or service group. You could put up a poster on a pin board. You could put paid ads out. You could do Google ads. You could walk down the street and hand out flyers. You could do an open house at your place. You could invite people for a complimentary meet and greet, come meet the herd. This is where it comes down to who are you. But the biggest piece, weekly coffee news, Joanne just said, I believe she does that, and she's had some really big pieces. Okay. So the share is up to you, but share in a way that is authentic to you. I hate networking. I will never go to a networking group again in my life because it is not my personality. I am a very extroverted introvert. So the thought of having to stand in a room at a networking event, to me, painful. Okay. Do people get a lot of business from networking groups? If it's in a place where they feel comfortable to share their passion, you betcha, of course they do. The beauty is we don't have to do it all. We have to do the places and the pieces that are in our lane that make us feel comfortable. Okay. Yeah. So wherever it is for you, okay, in whatever way. Step number 3, make offers. Make offers. And so this is such an interesting piece. How many of you are passion on fire about what we do? Number 2, you're out there sharing the passion. You're going to networking events, or you're speaking, you're out there speaking, you're doing this, but oh, my numbers are up there, but you're not doing step number 3 in making the offers and saying, hey, maybe you meet someone and they say, hey, what are you doing these days? And you say, I'm doing this, horse facilitated work. And they say, oh, what's that about? And you say, oh, it's incredible. We work with teens on the spectrum, whatever it is. Again, I'm throwing it out here because I don't script. And then we get to that place where we never actually make the offer to say, hey, why don't you come on out and check it out? Right? Or could I get your number? Love to chat with you about it in an appropriate place and time. Right? Or this, if you're passion on fire, you're sharing your passion and nothing's happening, I challenge you to seriously look at, are you making the offer? Or are you making it once a week, not understanding that there's a 7-touch rule in sales, and you're saying nobody's coming? Okay. So what's the path of least resistance for you? Where are your people? Who do you work with, and where are they? That's where you share your passion. That's where you make the offer. And I'm going to tell you, the quicker you put up your hand and say, I'm going to do the 10 times bolder call or the 10 times bolder offer, the quicker you're going to build your business and continue to deliver. Laura Henry, I've got a school group with additional support needs every week because I made the offer. And behind her making that offer was Laura getting very, very clear that her offer was to children's school groups all around leadership and confidence. She got very, very clear on what her passion was, made the decision she couldn't be a secret agent anymore. She had to share the passion and make the offer for them to actually come out. So we need a challenge. So I'm going to throw this in the round pen. This is a very simple email that I sent out to 4 schools that in my first year built at least half my youth business. And I really don't work much more with youth anymore, but at the time ended up in the first year half and ended up probably being 90% of my business was a simple email. So what's the simple email? I'm going to throw it in there. It started off with a good subject line saying new school counselor eats hay. That might not be your lane, but that was my lane, right? Just a way to get in and have a chat. What was the email about? Simply saying, hey, I'm here. It might be something you're interested in. It might not, but hey, could I come in and just chat with you? So at least you would know what we do. That's it. So I'm going to throw this in there, but I have a challenge for you. How many of you are willing in the next 30 days until our next round pen to figure out a way to get passion on fire, figure out a way to share that every single day, and figure out a way to make an offer to all of those people? So again, throw it in the chat. I'm going to throw this in there. You don't have to use this, but you know what? It's simple. Use it. Well, tweak it, use it, send it. We spend so much time in our head that we actually never get to the point of getting to impact. Okay? We can't deliver without impact. And so it works backwards, right? If you understand the impact that we make, the rest can take care of itself. Okay? So do you understand the impact of this work that we do? Do you allow your horses to show up 100%, trusting them that you have no idea where this is going, but they do? Okay? Can you trust yourself to stand back in present moments and allow the impact to come forward and allow that space of I have no idea what we're doing, where we're going, but if I stay in the present, the needed pieces will come forward. Because to create impact, we need to really be able to stand back and allow the magic of the horse-human connection. So let me just check time. I'm sure I'm way over. Oh, I'm not yet. So I want to talk about a story you've probably heard before, and it's a young teen, or not a young teen, she's probably 16 or something. And she has a tough go in her world, and it's nothing to do with her. It's she had a great dad and things fell apart for him. And I remember walking down to session, and she comes kind of weekly, and I was walking down, and I don't really do exercises, but this day for some reason I kept thinking I need a seat, I need to figure out what we're going to do. She comes a lot, and I was kind of getting out of my lane, right, and trying to over plan what we were doing. And so I was walking down and nothing was coming to me, absolutely nothing was coming to me. And so I met her, and it was really muddy that day, and our driveway wasn't done, so her and I are walking in from the road, and as I'm walking in, I'm thinking I'm not sure what I'm going to do, and just saying, like, you got to figure out a way to trust. Like, I'm always reminding myself, 4 pillars: get present, allow the herd to do what they're going to do, trust that space, and just be aware of what's going on. And so I get to her, and she's black. She gets out of the car and she's black. Again, what do I mean? Dark, that place of no passion. Okay. And I said, how you doing? And she says, terrible. The horses are not going to want to work with me today. What happened? Doesn't matter. Life with dad has blown up. So we're walking in, get to our pasture. We work in a 13-acre pasture, which means the horses are always at choice. Okay. We get down there. The horses are nowhere. And in my mind, I'm falling out of the present, getting nervous. I'm telling myself, just get back into the present. Okay. Something's going to work. This is not about you. You're a contributor, not the gurus. They'll show up when it's time. And so we're walking in, and she's just falling apart. And we get to the middle, and she's just like, there's no way, I can work with the horses and this and that. And I said, well, so we went to Stickman, we get present, what's going on? And she gets to that place of what's going on for her. And she's just venting it all out. As she's venting it all out, and I'm thinking in my mind, what am I doing? What am I going to do? I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. What are we going to do here? I hear the thunderous hooves coming from the top. And so the horses had obviously left the top pasture. I had no idea where they were. They come down a hill, and I can hear this thunderous hooves. And as they come down the hill, so there's 5 of them, they come down, and we're standing there. And so they come, and I kind of back up because I'm going on, this place of, again, what are we doing? Horses come down, and she's standing in the middle, and they start circling her, and they start going faster and faster and faster. And she's standing there, and probably the size of a round pen. and faster and faster and faster. And as quick as they came, they probably did 7 or so laps, they took off. And as they took off, she fell to her knees and she began to cry. And, I asked, I can't even remember, again, we're in the present, what happened. And she said, I finally realized until I let my dad's stuff be my dad's stuff, I'm always going to be in this hurricane of his life. And for her, it was this powerful magic moment, and so it was kind of like she's sitting there and it's dusty and she just like falls apart in this realization. From there, it started to build up to, okay, well, who are you then? And what is your life? And and so we just went over to the bail. And again, there was this piece of, well, that was powerful. And it was this powerful, powerful moment. And again, that understanding the power of what we do, we being our herd, our environment, and the impacts for her. And so, this huge aha moment. And so we went over to the bail and she just sat on the bail and we just started talking. Okay, so then who are you? Who are you without your dad? Who are you knowing that his stuff is separate? And one by one, as she found the courage to find her confidence, to find who she is, to find that trust where trust had been broken in herself, one by one, the horses came back and stood around her in a circle at the hay bale. She was sitting on top of a big round bale. And they didn't eat. They stood there holding space, but their head half down the entire time as she picked one by one of all of the things in her world. That was a moment for me of realizing none of this is about us. And so to deliver impact, we have to understand. We have to have someone to deliver. But it's that place of, if we truly understood the power of the herd, we could do nothing but find that place of passion on fire. And that place of having to share. And that place of having to make offers. Because this work we do is so much bigger than us. And so it's finding and witnessing that magic of the horse-human connection. So how many of you, without needing to get into the story, how many of you have that story? And again, go ahead, let's get into the chat. The interesting piece is the more that I trust myself that the impact's coming, and the more that I get out of the way, and the more that I realize it has nothing to do with me, the impact gets bigger and bigger. And so those pieces of me needing to deliver at the beginning and really trying to effort my way to success changes real quickly when you find this place of impact and people come and they have that transformation and growth and they leave and your passion gets higher and higher and higher. So Carmody is saying she's got the similar story. Fantastic, Carmody. It's working from that place. And I have no doubt that you are, right? You can deliver when you have that place of impact. Yeah, Sean, I've witnessed it. Juanita, the same. However, sometimes I think you said you let it get in the way. And so absolutely, that realizing take us out of the scenario. All right, so income. So some of you are saying, but Tamara, we have not talked about how we make money. Okay, we haven't talked about how we make money. Here's the thing, that's all we've talked about. Okay, if you truly take ownership of your business, to make the decision, sometimes some of us need timelines to say, okay, for the next 60 days, I am 100% going all in, putting the naysayers in my mind usually aside, going all in. I'm taking ownership of the business. I'm going to see where it is. I'm going to be the most positive person in the room. I'm going to share from a place of passion on fire and make offers every single day to my niche clients, the people that I can be genius with. And I'm going to see where my life and my business is in 30, 60, 90 days. And then I'm going to repeat it again. Okay. Some of you may say, I can just go long term and do that. Fantastic. Figure out a way to go all in, because delivering an impact, pardon me, income is a byproduct of delivery and impact. That's how we get paid. As we add value to the world, to other people's lives, we deliver impact, we get paid. With no impact, there's no income. Okay. And so we got to focus on the right end of the spectrum, right? So I'd love to know from everyone. And again, knowing that sharing is going to look however you want to share. Passion on fire needs to look authentic to you, passion on fire. And making offers. Do you know what my offer always is? Why don't you come out and meet my herd? Why does it work? because it's just that simple. There's no strings attached. There's nothing else. You know, and people say, well, what do you do? I work with horses, create transformation and results in humans. Oh, okay, what does that mean? I'll tell you what, why don't you just come out and meet my herd? Right? Very, very simple. Do I charge for that? No. Do some people charge for that? Yep. Does it matter? No. It's whatever's comfortable with you. But I'll tell you, 100% of the people in my facility, when they've come out to a complimentary walk and talk or meet the herd, because I always allow it to go where it goes, which means it always becomes a session. 100% of those people have signed up for a session after that. Okay. That's my offer. But your offer could look completely different. It's your lane. Stay in your lane and decide what works best for you. Okay. All right. So who's committed? I want to know, what will you actually commit to taking ownership and delivering impact in your business for 2024? Should say for 2024. Because here's the thing, we're heading into the final quarter of 2023. The work you do now will show and shape your 2024. You don't want to show up January 1st after you've been through Christmas, like all of us, eat too much, let everything fly by the side, and then say, okay, it's time to really rock my business. Rocking 2024 is about committing in the fourth quarter of 2023. What you do now sets you up for a phenomenal 2024. So I'd love to know, what would you do if you were 10 times bolder? And the answer should really scare you. And then if it really scares you, you should really do it. And if it doesn't really scare you, you should ask yourself again until the piece scares you, but excites the pants off you. And you decide, like Fiona says, that 2024 is the year to be bold. So we're not waiting to 2024. We understand that commitment in 2023 fourth quarter is going to make 2024. So commitments are based on results. Think about that for a moment. I work with Laura Henry, so she'll tell you, commitments are based on results. When you say, I'm going to do this by next week, my answer is, we'll see. I'm going to do this in the last quarter. We'll see. Why? Because I only know if you made a commitment today based on results. Okay. So for all of us, we all can have excuses. I can have every excuse that all of you have, right? But we either buy into our excuses or we buy into our opportunities and make a decision how to turn our obstacles into opportunities, and come hell or high water, make 2024 the best year of our life, that we deliver impact and take ownership of this as a business. And so my question is, are you going to continue, if you have been running your business like a hobby, treating it like a hobby, being paid like a hobby, or are you going to treat it like a business and set yourself up? And interesting, I think we only have women on, so I'll say this out loud. Men don't treat businesses like hobbies. Men have hobbies that they treat like hobbies, and women and men have businesses that they treat like businesses. Many women have businesses that they treat like hobbies. Here's the difference. When male-owned businesses fail, oftentimes it's because they didn't understand the piece of impact, of the importance of delivering impact. And that's why people come back. They come back for the impact that you can deliver. And so as a female entrepreneur, and again, that's because that's who's on the line, if you can make the decision to treat your business like a business, I already know that you will deliver impact. Okay? That's what you do. So someone is saying, Carmody, totally in, no post grad study after November, but already making plans and settling goals for them. Awesome. We're more emotionally connected to all we do, which can deliver impact. 100%. You have it bred in you to deliver impact. Okay. You get to make the decision on what your 2024 looks like. So the world is looking for what you have to offer. That's why we opened the round pen, because the world is looking for what we have to offer. I live in the middle of absolute nowhere, 30 minutes out of a town of 900 people. The next closest town is an hour away at 500 people. I've had people from all over the world come to our facility. Why? Because they know that we deliver impact. That's what we do. We do transformation results. So whatever it is that's holding you back, it's all in your mind. I guarantee it. But do you dare to show up? So we have a bonus live tool. I'm going to throw it right now because I know that I'm over time, and I apologize for that. It's called You Can Do the Hard Things. It's very simple. So as you'll know, I'm not a huge fan of exercises because I love the unknown moments and allowing the herd. I could never have made it up so that my horses came down and created that exact magical moment I told you about if I was doing exercises. But I know that we need back pocket tools to give us confidence. And so go ahead, grab that link, download it. This exercise is out of our 6-week unbridled program. And this is a phenomenal exercise if you're willing to push and hold your client's feet to the hard things. We have this place where oftentimes we try to jump in and help people and give them the answer and make it easier for them. People feel a phenomenal amount of accomplishment when we allow them to find their way through the hard things. We live in a world where the bar is so low. It's very, very rare people have true sense of accomplishment in doing the hard thing. So this is our gift to you. It's again, it's just one of the weeks out of it. I think it's an 11-page handout. If you grab it right here, I will leave it in chat open. Just copy that link. That's only for people who showed up live. If you showed up live, this is the gift and the thank you for doing so and being part of growing the Round Pen Live. So thank you for showing up. All right, so our next round pen is 1 month from today at the exact same time, okay? And so I appreciate each of you that maybe you're doing this on your lunch break. Maybe you're squeezing it in around family events. Maybe you're up at 3 in the morning. Maybe it's midnight where you are, but you're committed to yourself and ownership of your business. So we're an international company. We can't switch times all the time or nobody will know where we are and we can't make it work for everybody. So understand that we do really appreciate you for being here. This recording will go into our YouTube and it'll probably be up in 24 hours or so. And yeah, someone just said Carmody's up at 4 a.m. to be here. That is massive. That's what taking ownership of your business looks like. So thanks everyone for showing up. And I am going to push you in the round pen to make a post. What's the piece? What's your biggest takeaway today? And what's the piece you're committing to doing? What's the piece where it's like, I'm nervous to put my hand up. And it's that quiet voice at the end of the day that says, I'll do it again. Okay. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to find my passion on fire. I'm going to develop myself. Like, what is it for you? What was your biggest takeaway today in growing? Because that's what we're here for, helping you grow your business. So thanks so much, everyone. And whatever you're doing, have a great rest of your day or sleep. Bye, everyone.